Is there anything that gets the juices flowing like a rivalry game? And our matchup is bitter. It has barbs and shots thrown on and off the field over the years. Welcome to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, Iowa, home of the Hawkeyes. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Iowa Hawkeyes. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Cornhuskers will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So Iowa's up. So the last time these two got together, the nails were chewed down to the cuticles. It was a barn burner. Think we get another one of those, Jesse?
I certainly hope so, Reese. And I know that mental toughness is very cliche in all of sports, especially college football. And David, it's something that coaches are always harping on. But this is one of those.
Especially in rivalry games, especially in big moments, especially when there's more to it than just a game. So I think that this is something that who can focus, who can stay disciplined, who can stay tough and block out all the noise.
Down. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. They knock him down finally, but boy, he was trying to make something out of that, and he stopped short of the first down marker.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
The Hawkeyes will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. So Nebraska's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they are going to be met up front by a defensive line group that is going to make life miserable on the offensive line and the quarterback and this whole offense, David.
And this offense is fully aware of the challenge in front of them. This defensive line is quick, they're physical, they're powerful. They wreck games. They individually take over because of their greatness. It's focal point 1, 2, and 3, Jesse.
They're physical and athletic, and that's the thing that's so dynamic about this position group, right? They stop the run, they get after your quarterback. Tremendous challenge for this offensive line to try and match that physicality. We'll see if they can get it done.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. Snagged in the middle, it's Key. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
He's in open space downfield.
And if I'm a QB, I'm calling my own number a lot, especially when it's successful like this. Continue to put me in good situations. Continue to get positive chunks of yards. Yep, I'll keep that more.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Quarterback on the keeper. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Nice job by the defense shutting down all the options, making sure it wasn't easy to read. Nice job going to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Kinnick is having a connection fit to try to help the D on third down. Here's the handoff. Got room to work. Wide open spaces. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there on the third down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
And the Huskers are on the move. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. He's looking to throw. Grabbed behind the line, it's Johnson. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And in my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He didn't that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field, making the nice tackle.
Off play action. And the Heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
We just need better execution on offense right now. Not able to get it done on first down, and now they give up the sack. If you're the head coach right now, you might want to think about a timeout, make sure your guys have their minds right.
Now on third and goal, and that earlier sack left them with more ground to cover. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
That's 2 plays in a row now. This quarterback's been a bit too greedy. Down by the goal line. I know you want to throw a touchdown. You want to make the highlight type play, but you've got to be smart. You've got to know the situation. You've got to throw the ball away if nobody's open.
They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And he kept that one just straight enough to graze inside the left upright. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Fires to the tight end. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Look out, he's got room. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong. The emotions are so real. The coaches get super tight, and they start talking about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense, got him at the 27.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And the Hawkeyes will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 20 feet. It's the end of the first quarter, and now time for one of the great traditions in college football when the entire crowd here in Iowa City will turn and give a wave to the children at the University of Iowa State Family Children's Hospital. Everyone engage, and we wave and salute those kids and wish them all the best. Always a treat to be here at Iowa and take part in a special moment. Hope these kids enjoy the rest of the game as we play on into the second quarter. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Finds his tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the quarterback who makes a sure tackle.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
And here comes the offense on second down. To the air, it's Raiola. Pressure coming. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in a rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Got it in the middle. It's key. Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force a negative play.
They're dealing with a second and long. Back to pass. Get it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
These Hawkeye fans know exactly what to do to get behind this D on third down. Quickly to the tight end. The Huskers will line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. On the run, it's Moulton. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he's... Guys have a whole new backfield without Caleb Johnson, who turned in one of the most prolific rushing seasons in Iowa football history. School record 21 touchdowns. He was this offense a year ago, David.
He was, and if you're an Iowa fan, man, Reese, we've been just clamoring for years. Just give me some offense, like some form of a passing attack. Another new system. Tim Lester comes in as the OC. Interested to see if they can air it out. They can be more fun to watch, and they can score more points.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
The Hawkeyes now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. He'll do it himself. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
It's caught downfield. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
On a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
And the Hawkeyes are moving quickly down the field. They'll go to the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up there.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
They'll give it to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. It's been a good one so far. Opportunity for this offense perhaps to take the lead before halftime. It'll be 3rd and long. Wants to go up top. Got it in the middle. It's Moulton. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about throwing him the football, getting him out in the perimeter in space to let him go to work. He's got to touch the ball for you to come back in this game. Right now, running it, though, very difficult.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. How about that run as he drives it all the way down to the 13-yard line?
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Nice move to keep running. Finally dragged down. He picked up the first down and set him up with a goal-to-go situation. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And as we get deep in this first half, a 1st and goal and a chance to take the lead before the break. They want to throw it. Going to try to pop one on the screen. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. The offense will quickly use a timeout. They keep pushing forward now, back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. He wants to throw. But a little time, lets it go. Picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that is such a veteran play by that defender. In cover 0, he knows the quarterback's going to have to get rid of the football quickly, so he's getting ready to jump anything that's going to be underneath. He does just that. Great job with the speed. Nice job reeling it in for the INT.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. Back to pass, it's Rayola. Gets it to him on the screen. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
Offense start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Here's the pressure. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Power football with the run. And he knocked him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You've got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
To the air, it's Raiola. Makes the grab on the left. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on third down and in the red zone. For this defense giving up a third down like that, that is just a gut punch.
The Cornhuskers with the 1st and 10. The handoff to Johnson. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. It's Key. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter they come out and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're on offense.
Looking downfield on first down. Finds the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
And the Huskers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. The give to the back. Finding an escape route. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
They'll give it to him again. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical and they're trying to stay on the field.
The give to the tailback. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Balls and fired complete. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Nebraska! Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they finish things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out. Disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. They'll start this drive going to the air. Throws for the tight end. He's straight downfield. And he goes out of bounds, but finally this passing game gets something going here as they try to rally.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. To the ground with the back. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
And the Hawkeyes come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. They'll try to get it through the air. Got it behind the line. It's Moulton. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's 4th down. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
And I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a 4th down.
Punt is on its way. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on that play.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Scanning the field, it's Raiola. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Hunter. Racing to the right. He's at the 40. He's loose. He's at touchdown, Husker. He got a step and just dusted the field.
And how nice is it to have a playmaker like that I can get the ball out of my hands right to him and say, all right, dude, you got jets, you can fly, catch the slant, make some people miss, outrun some angles, and get all the way to the end zone.
Ready to try the point after. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And the score comes with a quick strike up top, covering 79 yards. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. After the filthy move, he's got room. He's stuffed after picking up 1 to the 23.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
We've reached the break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. So the final period starts with a second down play. Wants to go up top. Got his man in the middle. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give him a first down.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Looking to throw on first down. A safe call on the wide receiver screen.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense.
The Hawkeyes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Caught close to the marker. It's Moulton. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon, and you got to find him in the passing game.
Oh, they're after him. There he goes. Good run on the play, and he slides to avoid the hit.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
To the air on first down. Makes the grab. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
This is a very tough slot receiver to cover if you're a linebacker because of how quick and how shifty he is. You never seem to know which way he's going, and he always seems to create an open space for his QB.
And the Hawkeyes can really attack on this 2nd and short. Running back searching for a hole. Oh, a lot of space. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
A lot of times on second down, you're thinking pass, especially second, maybe a little bit long. Really good job by the offense, committing to the running game, getting the first down really easily.
The Hawkeyes getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. And the timing just a hair off there.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Second down, they'll go to the air. On target. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Get the completion, and now you set up a manageable third down situation in the red zone. This is a huge down in distance in this game.
Boy, they love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. He'll keep it himself. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Hawkeye!
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They marched 78 yards down the field, and he got into the house for the 6 to finish it. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the 4th. They'll line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Found a little running room, and they get him stopped after a pickup of 6 to the 32.
Well, the offense has the lead, and we call this 4-minute offense. This is a situation that teams around the country practice, having the lead late in the game and needing to ice it by running the football and throwing high-percentage passes.
He'll pull it on the read. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
I think one of the biggest reasons why the scoreboard looks the way it does is this offense has been dominant on 3rd down. They have found a way to stay on the field. They do it again here late, running the ball on 3rd.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. 3rd down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. Boom. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. The Huskers get the 1st down.
And this offense does it again on 3rd down. They have been so elite on 3rd down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
Well, this is kind of weird. They're not even going to try to run a play. And with things in their favor on the scoreboard, the quarterback's favorite play in the playbook, the old kneel down from victory formation. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
And here comes money down for this offense. Third down execution is a premium. You work on it all week ad nauseum for these moments when you can execute when the field starts to shrink.
So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. With the game in hand, the offense choosing to just have the quarterback take a knee.